Hello, this is Adam, the car seat tech with Infant, Toddler, Youth, and Car Seat Quickie. And today we're looking at one of the Evenflo LiteMax SafeMax bases. Now there are two versions of this base. The base we're looking at is of course the one that has the anti-rebound bar. We're going to show you how to do a latch or lower anchor installation. Now remember, all installations are not the same in every vehicle, so always check the manual of your car and your car seat to know where everything is, what you can and can't use, and make sure you're doing the proper installation in your specific car. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to release the latch connectors from the base. On this one that has an anti-rebound bar, the connectors are located on both sides of the base. We're just going to disconnect them. All right, and make sure the car seat is flat on the vehicle seat. There are a couple of things we have to make sure of to make sure this is a complete installation. The first thing we're going to check is the leveling device. On the side of the base, you're going to see three colors: blue, green, and red. There's also a window here that has a white line. The line is going to be on top of one of the three colors. The Evenflo manual says the line should never be on the red, and if the child is under 20 pounds, or well, between 4 pounds and 20 pounds, the line should be on the light blue. When they're over 20 pounds, up to 35 pounds, it does need to be adjusted, so that way the line is in the green. The way to adjust the angle, there is a knob right on the center of the base here. If you turn the knob, you see there's an arrow here. If you turn it, you're actually able to adjust the tilt. And depending on the child's size, you will adjust it accordingly. So for our purposes, for a newborn, we're going to make sure this is adjusted so that we have the line on the blue. So now that we know the angle is at the right position, we can attach the latch connectors to your vehicle. In my car, the connectors can be located right where these little buttons with the picture of a car seat are. And right below the button, there's actually an opening in the cushion, and the metal bar can be found right in there. And in most cars, the latches are located on the passenger and also on the driver's side. We're going to grab our connector strap. You need to make sure the strap is not twisted and tangled. Everything should be flat and free. And when we attach the latches, the flat part of the connector should always be facing outward. You never want to connect it where the actual hook is facing you. Now this long strap goes through the car seat, so that way there's one on each side. We're going to open up the lock-off device, and you can see that the latch strap is kind of going underneath here. So now that everything is loose and everything is free, I'm going to do the farthest latch from me first. So find the hook, attach it, and you can kind of give it a tug to make sure that it actually is connected to your vehicle. I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Make sure everything is flat and free, and the flat part of the hook is facing up. There we go. Okay. Now that both sides are connected, I'm going to make sure the car seat is flat on the vehicle seat and as close to the back of the vehicle seat as possible. Now what a lot of families will typically do is when they're tightening the strap, they'll try and pull away from the base like this, and that's not going to give you the best angle and leverage. The best way to tighten these car seats is to feed the tightening strap under the handlebar and through the inside of the car seat, because this angle is going to give you the best leverage. So I'm going to lean on the base. As I'm leaning on it, I'm slowly rocking it from side to side, and I'm pulling on the tightening strap. Once you feel like you've got it snug enough, we're going to close our lock-off device, and this is actually going to help us tighten the strap a little bit more because it's actually closing on the latch strap. You're going to push this all the way down until it clicks, and you want to make sure it's locked. With one hand, you're going to grab it from either side of the base. Grab it as close to the handlebar as possible, and all you're looking for is less than an inch of movement. As long as the car seat is not moving more than an inch from side to side or front to back, then you know it's tight enough. The part of the car seat you should not be checking is the back of the car seat. This is the part that is supposed to move. So even though you've got this nice and snug, it's still gonna move up and down. It's still gonna move side to side, and that's actually by design. If an accident were to ever happen, the car seats absorb the crash force and redistribute it. Instead of the force being released on baby, it's released on the back here. So now that our strap is snug and the base is secure, we're gonna double check the angle to make sure that the line is still in the blue for a newborn. And once the child is over 20 pounds, remember, you're gonna adjust the recline so that way the line is touching the green. And a reminder, the line should never be touching any of the red. That'll let you know that the child is definitely not sitting at the right angle. When you're ready to remove the base, you're gonna open up the lock-off device. Before you can disconnect the straps, you will need to loosen it. So there's actually a gray button on the tightening side. We gotta push that button in all the way. We won't be able to disconnect anything until that strap has loosened up at least a little bit. All right, so now our latch connectors are released. Before you reinstall the car seat again in this vehicle or another vehicle, make sure you loosen up the strap all the way. So the gray button I was talking about is right on top of this latch buckle. The top strap is when we tighten it. The bottom strap plus the gray button is how you loosen it. Once you click the car seat into the vehicle, Evenflo allows the handlebar to be up or at level 3 position. If you've checked the manual, you'll know that there's 4 different positions. Evenflo does not allow the handlebar to be right above the car seat or all the way in the back. It needs to be either straight up or at position 3. Once the car seat is clicked into the base, you also need to make sure that there's space between the car seat and the vehicle seat. The seat in front is not allowed to push or touch the car seat, otherwise it's not going to allow the car seat to release crash force. So make sure that your hand can fit in between there, and if you've got to move your seat forward, unfortunately you do need to move it forward. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to support the channel. We'll see you next time.